Hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Morgan Branding Podcast. We're also recording these to be used on YouTube and TikTok and all our other social channels. So if you join us there, great. Maybe if I look back at the video and think, I don't want to watch that, that won't make it to YouTube. So if this is just a podcast, you know I have ditched the video altogether. This week, we're going to be talking about the book Radical Candor by Kim Scott. So for those of you on the video, this is the book. Last week, we had Eat That Frog, which was here. And you can see, not the longest book, quite an easy read. This one, a little bit bigger, bit more intense. So Radical Candor, Kim Scott. Now, last week's book, Eat That Frog, for me was great for all business owners, not just business owners, all people in all lives, all staff. It's about procrastination. It's about not getting the job done that you want to get done. This book, again, I think it's very managerial. And this was the reason that I picked it up, to help me become a better manager. However, I think it's really important for, if you're a member of staff or a manager as well. So for anyone in any forms of life, and also personal life, you know, dealing with wives, husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, and how to communicate better. So Radical Candor by Kim Scott. On the front of the book, it said, how to get what you want by saying what you mean. So how to get what you want by saying what you mean will help you inspire teams to do their best work of their lives, from Sheryl Sandberg. That was a comment. And Kim Scott is former CEO, coach at Dropbox and Twitter, and executive at Google and Apple. And she draws on years of experience in Silicon Valley to provide clear and honest guidance on leadership to transform your relationships at work. To me, what Radical Candor said to me when I read this book, and I've now read it a couple of times, was don't bullshit. Don't waffle. Don't be wishy-washy. Just say what you mean. Now, when often as a manager or as a person trying to give constructive feedback or constructive criticism, we're English, or I'm English. Most of you guys will be listening from the UK. I think we are not very, forthcoming in what we mean. We might waffle a little bit. We go and moan away from the thing. We don't say it to the thing that we should say it to. This across all forms of life. And I think this book has helped me a little bit into being a little bit more critical. I am the type of friend that if you came to me with a crap idea, I wouldn't necessarily say it's crap, but I wouldn't say it's good. And the way to know that I don't think it's good is how enthusiastic I do or don't get, not by the actual words that were coming out of my mouth. Whereas this book, in situations like that and situations with staff, has helped me to be a bit more forthcoming with the words that you need to hear, not the words that I think you want to hear when I'm giving feedback. Now, this doesn't mean be an arsehole. Those of you that know me, I hope I go down as a nice guy. I'm not aggressive, argumentative. But however, a lot of friends do come to me for advice now. And a lot of people, I went to a lot of people before I started, and people gave me advice that I didn't agree with. But at some point, you need to hear that advice. And I remember one guy, we do virtual tours, and one of our biggest clients is a house building client now, came through doing virtual tours, and he was like, won't be interested, not bothered, they don't want it, they've got CGIs, blah, blah, blah. And now pretty much all new house builders use virtual tours. Now, I was convinced on this. I was asking him for advice, and he said, no, no, no. Now, if he'd have said, no, 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 and I had, run away and not done it, then I wouldn't be in the position that we're in today, or we might be going down a different path. However, I still wish he'd give me that feedback, because he did believe in that at the time, rather than maybe giving me the waffle that was like, yeah, it'll be fine, if he didn't believe that. So I still rather he give me the feedback that said no, even though in this situation, in my opinion, was wrong. But he gave the feedback that he believed in. And this Radical Candor book, and Kim Scott talks about how to give feedback. So obviously this book is super thick, super long. I can't go through all them steps in this, but what I would say is it's a great book to read, whether you're a manager or a member of staff, or just trying to get by in your career, or just growing, to learn how to speak to other people better, and understand that maybe, you heard the phrase compliment sandwich or whatever isn't the best way of giving feedback, going, oh, you did this really well, but this is a problem, and you did this great, because that thing, the compliment sandwich you did there, you really want to get across the message in the middle, and you're waffling it in a load of good stuff that they might go, oh yeah, everything's fine, when actually you're really pissed off with the thing in the middle. So for me, this book has helped me. I'm definitely not there yet as a manager. Some more of these books that we're going to go through will be more managerial, and you'll see what, stuff I'm trying to learn as our team have grown to 10, 11 people. But a lot of the managerial books that I've been trying to read, and I would put this in this bracket, actually help you in the rest of your life and actually help you give better feedback, better information. And this book I thought was fantastic, which is why I'm doing it second. Definitely worth a read. Some of the things it talks about, as a member of staff trying to deal with your manager or how you do that, is great within this book. And it definitely doesn't mean be an arsehole. And I think she gets the message across very well. It's not about giving horrible feedback. It's how you give that feedback and the relationship you have to build before you speak to somebody and give them that candid information, and just be to the point and making sure that they're in a position to receive the information as well as you being in a position to give the information. I think we've all had bosses that come in screaming and shouting, and that doesn't get the message across either, even though they're probably given a candid message and getting to the point very quickly. This book tells you how to do that without everyone hating you at the same time. So for me, I thought it was great. Definitely worth a read for anyone, getting into business. Certainly if you've got a team, but if you're maybe stuck in a corporate structure and dealing with a tricky boss, this might help you to deal with that better also. So hope you enjoyed that. Next week, we are going to go on to No Rules Rules, which No Rules Rules is the book about Netflix, a company that I followed in their HR side quite a lot through some of the stuff that we do at Morgan Branding, and I'm looking forward to sharing you that next week. Cheers. Today, I'll give you this or whatever. Come up with some innovative idea to give somebody